What's going on, guys? Hope you're keeping well. This is your coach Sean here. And in this video, I'm going to be going through with the methods that I'm going to be teaching you inside the program for maximum results. So what's the best way to watch what you eat? So there's some things that we just all know, right? So take this one. To lose fat, you need to watch what you eat, right? You didn't hire me as your coach for that advice. We all know that. But knowing actually how to monitor your food intake, this is something I've struggled with myself, and I think we all do. And it's probably one of the main reasons that you're here. So it can be hard to know the best approach in order to actually monitor your food intake. I know it was for me. So I'm sure you've all tried, I don't know, I've spoken to a lot of you, and some of you have tried calorie counting or meticulously measuring every macro. And don't get me wrong, that works. Then you have others, obviously, tell you to estimate portions, and then other people who just say, just listen to your body. Now, sometimes it seems like the whole health and fitness industry is divided because there's so many different things going on and so much different advice from different people. But guess what, right? Calorie counting works. Measuring macros also works. And tracking your hand portions is the same. It also works. Mindful and intuitive eating, they work too. So you get the picture, right? Every method works if implemented correctly. So the real question is, what will work best for you right now? And in this video, I'm going to explain the most effective ways I have found through my own trial and error, as well as working with over 50 clients so far to manage their food intake based on personal preferences, lifestyle, and their goals. So you're going to discover the answers to these common food monitoring questions. So do you really need to count your calories and macros? And if so, for how long? Is tracking your hand portions anywhere near as accurate as weighing and measuring your food? And can strategies like mindful and intuitive eating really help you lose fat, or are they overrated? So these answers can help you finally get the results you want, and along the way gain even more, which include a healthy relationship with food and, of course, skills that make nutritious eating seem effortless. So most people don't realize how much they're actually eating. Research shows that folks often underestimate their food intake, sometimes by as much as 30 to 50%. And there's two likely reasons for this, right? They don't realize how calorie dense many foods can be. Yes, they may know an overflowing plate is a sure way to pack on the weight for sure. But 2 slices of, pizza before bed or at the weekend, how bad can that be? You're probably looking at about 1,000 calories. And then the second reason, they often misjudge portions around 2/3 of the time, right? That's crazy, isn't it? Without a handy reference point, it's very, very easy to accidentally consume a lot more calories than intended. And this is what I was doing for years. So as a result, many people struggle to recognize how many calories their meals actually have and fail to eat the foods in appropriately sized portions. So there's a well-known fix for this, of course, right? We all know it. Again, food tracking. So when I say food tracking, we think of calorie counting, macro counting, and some of you may have heard of my method, the hand portion tracking method. So of course, all these methods are known as external guides, right? They can help you eat the right amounts of food for your body at the right intervals. So do that long enough and you begin to retrain your body to actually better regulate the hormones that tell you when you're hungry and when you're full. So you'll also be able to easily adjust your calorie and macronutrient intake, which is key for changing your body weight and composition, or even keeping it the same. So think of these food tracking methods as nutritional training wheels, right? So they give you the guidance and the calibration you need to actually achieve balance on your own. All right. And that's exactly what I want to be doing here. So some people need these training wheels or stabilizers for longer or shorter periods than other, and that's okay. Do you know what I mean? Like this is a new thing, for a lot of people. So it's going to take some time, and they might require a combination of tracking strategies to find their balance. But ultimately, my goal is to help you shed your training wheels, all right, or your external guides, and actually move towards knowing what, how much, and when to eat without militant tracking or monitoring. Okay, because let's face it, calorie counting and grams is like so much work, right? And though it can be beneficial for lots of people for short period of time, for most people, myself included, they don't want to do it long term. Like, who does? So this is where internal guides will come in, which I'll be talking about a bit more, specifically mindful eating and intuitive eating. So these methods as well are critical for helping you tune into your body's appetite signals, okay? So they help you better sense when you're actually truly hungry and to stop eating once you're satisfied. This is a skill known as self-regulation. So if you think about it, babies actually already self-regulate naturally. And we probably all know that. Stopping when they're full, of course, no matter how much milk or formula is left in the bottle. But for most of us adults, we've forgotten how to tap into this ability ever since we've started growing up. So mindful and intuitive eating can actually help you regain this skill. And these methods also enhance the results that you get from food tracking, and especially using the hand portion tracking system. So all of which will help you more easily manage your food intake based on a combination of hunger and fullness cues, nutritional knowledge, and understanding what works for you individually. So this is where most of us want to be, of course, right? But no one accomplishes this overnight. Again, this is a skill that takes practice. Okay, this is not going to be done quickly, and that's okay. Do you know what I mean? So the guide I've provided you with inside of this program will show you how to get there. So the hand portion tracking system, let's break that down, okay? So in this system, which is developed by Precision Nutrition, you use your hand as a personalized, portable portioning tool. You're not actually measuring your food, but rather using your hand to gauge the portion size. And because each hand portion correlates to a certain number of protein, carbs, or fats, this method counts calories and macros for you. So your palm determines your protein portions, your fist determines your vegetable portions, your cupped handful determines your carb portions, and then your thumb determines your fat portions. So why do I use this method? So first off, I like to keep things simple, okay? It's convenient and easy to understand. So the other good thing is your hands are with you everywhere you go. Okay, so they're proportional to your body and they're always the same size. So they serve as a really, really reliable reference point without the need for measuring cups or a food scale. And then another thing, customization is super simple, okay? So if we're not seeing the results, or if you're not seeing the results that you're looking for, all you have to do is talk to me and we can adjust the number of portions that you're eating. For instance, you could remove 1 cup of carbs and 1 thumb of fats from your daily intake, and we can experiment with that and see what happens. It's also very easy to make adjustments based on your preferences. So you can swap a handful of carbs for an extra thumb-sized serving of fats or vice versa. And also, you're able to use this approach no matter what your eating style is, right? Paleo, keto, Mediterranean, plant-based, you're able to do it no matter what you're on. So main thing is it's precise enough, okay? So for most people, even those seeking body transformation, it's not necessary to actually meticulously measure or weigh food, because that just sounds like crazy and scary, right? Who wants to do that? So research again from Precision Nutrition, the designers of this system, reveal that hand portions are 95% as accurate as carefully weighing, measuring, and tracking, but with substantially less time and effort involved. Amazing, right? So since calorie databases, so the tool that most people use to track calories and macros, can be off as much as 20% sometimes, the 5% difference here is fine for most. The difference between 95% and 100%. So make no mistake, right? Hand portions aren't as accurate as macro tracking, but they are accurate enough to help you consistently track your food intake and reach your goals. And that's what we're all here for. And that's what you're here for. So hand portion tracking works really well for people with busy, messy, complex lives like me. This is why I started doing it. So basically everyone, right? Compared to scales and tracking apps, hand portions make it so much easier to consistently gauge how much you're eating. And that's what we're always after here, consistency. So they'll also help people with most body composition goals. So unless you're chasing extreme results against a non-negotiable deadline, for instance, like your bodybuilding competition, like you actually get paid for how your body looks or performs, hand portion guides can get you where you want to go. So, but hand portion guides are less ideal for people with more aggressive goals, as I've explained before. So professional physique athletes and models will need a more precise strategy most of the time. It's the same with athletes who need to cut weight or reach a specific body fat percentage, such as in preparation for a UFC fight, let's say, right? So like your Conor McGregor's of the world. And I don't know about you, but I'm not preparing to hop in a ring anytime soon. So I think I'll be good with the hand portions. So keep this in mind, okay? These people are essentially being paid to eat this way. It's part of their job, and that comes with trade-offs. So hence the more strict regimes that they follow. So another method I'm going to teach you inside the program alongside the hand portion tracking system is mindful eating and intuitive eating. So mindful eating means paying attention to the experience, feelings, and sensations you have around eating. So practices like eating slowly and eating until you're 80% full are part of mindful eating, okay? So instead of focusing on eating certain types of foods or amounts of foods, mindful eating teaches you how to regulate your food intake by noticing how your body and mind feel when you eat. So intuitive eating is a similar system, but it rejects diet messaging and culture. So intuitive eating wasn't originally intended to achieve a specific body composition goal, but rather to improve your overall relationship with food. So both approaches involve learning how to tell whether you're hungry or not, right? So then you know when you've had enough, and actually you'll be at ease with food. So why am I also using mindful and intuitive eating, right? So these approaches also help foster a healthy relationship with food, which I didn't have for so many years. Hence why, you know, at the time of making this video, it was about 5 years ago now that I was over 100 kilos. And since then I've made a lot of, changes to the way I live, and obviously included a lot of healthy habits, including, tracking my portions along the way, and using mindful and intuitive eating to help foster a better relationship, because I really didn't have a good relationship. So by practicing mindful and intuitive eating, guys, you can improve your ability to self-regulate. Okay, so over time, again, you'll okay, so why am I using mindful and intuitive eating as well? So mindful and intuitive eating, they actually help foster a healthy relationship with food. Okay, so I didn't have this before, and I've had to incorporate so many different healthy habits as well as mindful and intuitive eating in order for me to do this. So by practicing mindful and intuitive eating, team, you can improve your ability to self-regulate. Okay, so over time, you'll remove the training wheels of external guides such as calorie counting, macro counting, and what we use here, the tracking hand portion system, and enjoy more flexibility and freedom while staying on track, which is what we all want, right? So mastering these self-regulatory skills has also been shown to strengthen self-efficacy, which is the belief that you can actually reach your goals. So this can work wonders for your confidence, motivation, and self-assuredness in pursuing your health goals, which is what we are all working on here. And it's very valuable for everyday life as well. So the principles of mindful and intuitive eating can be applied anytime, anywhere, right? No matter what food options are available, you can always eat slowly and mindfully. And that's basically all you got to do alongside the other system. So understanding what it feels like to be hungry, actually like full and or overstuffed is actually, as I mentioned, like before, a lifelong skill. So these methods will give you the practice. So you learn hunger isn't actually an emergency. So when you feel hungry, of course, it's common to panic and to just eat whatever you want or whatever's just there in the pantry, right? But when you start paying attention to your hunger cues, you learn that you're absolutely going to feel hungry sometimes. And that's actually fine. All right, that is okay. So nothing bad will happen if you don't eat immediately, okay? You might even find that the feeling actually passes, or that actually perhaps, you're actually just thirsty, so just drink some water. So it could be that you're craving food even to just help with the current situation going on, whether it's like pain, shame, guilt, or stress about something maybe in work or your daily sort of life. So you might also realize that you are in fact really hungry, but by understanding that hunger isn't an emergency, you'll have the time and space to make more thoughtful food choices. So Mindful and intuitive eating work really well for anyone whose main goal is to improve their relationship with food, which is what I'm going to teach you alongside the hand portion tracking system inside of this program. So these are the folks who don't have weight or body composition related goals, at least not right now, but instead they just want to feel more at peace with their food choices. So, that might be some of you here, and, that may not be. So people using other food monitoring methods, all right, or are ready to transition away from them, like mindful intuitive eating by themselves has a really, really mixed track record for weight loss results, which is why I incorporate it alongside the hand portion tracking system, because since they help people build fundamental eating skills they can use forever. So I obviously highly recommend using this and the other system that I'm using, the hand portion tracking system, as long as we can. All right, easy. So literally when mindful and intuitive eating is combined with what I'm teaching here, such as the tracking hand portions, it's the best of both worlds, team. Best of both worlds. It's amazing. So you get external guidelines to help you become more aware and make better choices overall. And that's what we want. And then, of course, as I already mentioned before, you learn how to better self-regulate your intake by paying attention to your internal guides and how food makes you actually feel. So hopefully you now have an understanding of the methods that I'll be teaching you during your time with me in order to get you the best results possible, while of course still being able to enjoy and live your life, because that's what we all want to do here. So hope you enjoyed this video. In the next video, I'm going to explain how we're actually going to start monitoring and adjusting your daily portion intake. See you soon.